place like New York or Philadelphia where we live, there are enormous numbers of immigrants who come in, and
Yes.
This dynamic that you're talking about, we see it, let's say, in a high school young person who, on the one hand, is beholden to his or her parents, who demand the respect that is expected of their culture. On the other hand, are penetrated, as you say, by
Right.
these media, and they don't know who they are.
Yeah.
How can the church help them be protected from the extremes of both? And
Oh boy. I know that people they can start to roll their eyes when Christian teachers always say, we're not this or this or this. So for example, the traditional identity in which you make an idol out of your family. So if you go to Asia right now, there's a certain sense in which what really matters is the family, not anything you want. You know, you just sublimate everything for the family. Western culture makes an idol out of the individual and says what really matters is that you have to be happy and you have to do what makes you happy, and that you don't care what your family says, because what matters is that you are fulfilled. And Christianity doesn't really say that either the individual happiness or the family is the ultimate authority.
Right.
It's God. And what Augustine would say is the loves of your heart have to be reordered so that you should love yourself. You know, Jonathan Edwards would be very happy to say there is a godly self-love, and you should love your family. But if you love yourself or your family more than anything else, it creates huge distortions, because only God should be loved supremely. And when you love God supremely, if I love God more than I love my wife Kathy, I'll love Kathy well. If I love Kathy more than I love God, if I get my identity and my happiness from her, I will crush her with my expectations and my needs. And so you do have to come to these kids who feel trapped between an individualistic culture and a traditional culture and say, neither are right. And there is an identity you can find in Christ. What's great about the Christian identity is it doesn't efface other aspects. So when you become a Christian, it doesn't mean if you're Chinese, you become a Christian, you're a Chinese Christian. You don't become European or African. But your Chineseness is altered. It's demoted in some ways, and your most fundamental significance and security comes from who you are in Christ. And when that happens, what it does is it keeps you Chinese, but it at the same time keeps you from either a traditional or a Western kind of identity. But I actually think attacking the two alternate ways of getting self-esteem and identity that they feel trapped between and showing them another way, a Christian way, is the way to go.